I don't always speak, but when I do, my words carry the weight of my soul's deepest emotions. The story I shared is more than words. It's an invitation to feel the truths I've yet to say. I'm learning that some stories are meant to be heard and others are meant to be felt. If you hear me, you might hear more than my voice. You might hear my heart beating in each word. In the silence, my story speaks louder than any noise I could make. Every word I've said, every thought I've shared, they were meant for you, even if you didn't realize it. The story was never just mine. It's a reflection of what's been waiting in your heart too. Sometimes the most profound truths are hidden between the lines of the story you didn't know you needed. My story is a mirror. Have you seen yourself in it yet? If you listen closely, you'll hear not just the words, but the vulnerability beneath them. There's a part of me in the story I shared that's meant for you to understand me better. This story wasn't just a tale. It was a message from me to you, whether you knew it or not. In every chapter, you'll find pieces of my heart waiting for you to claim them. My words were never just to be heard. They were meant to touch your soul. I told you my story, not for the sake of words, but because my heart knew you were listening. You might not have caught every word, but I hope you felt the depth of my emotions. Behind every story lies a heart full of thoughts and feelings that are meant to be shared. If you could read between my words, you would see the essence of me, the parts I've yet to show. The story I shared is a map. Have you found where your heart fits into it? I didn't just speak. I shared a part of me that's always been waiting to meet you. The thoughts I didn't voice are hidden in every pause, waiting for you to catch them. Did you hear my story, or did you feel the unspoken truths woven in it? I wasn't just telling you about my past. I was giving you a glimpse of my soul. Every story I share carries the weight of my heart's desires. Did you feel it? You've caught more than my story. You've caught the essence of my unspoken feelings. In my story, I left pieces of me that only you could understand. I shared my thoughts, but what I really wanted to share was the feeling behind them. Not every word is spoken to be understood. Some words are meant to be felt. Did you catch my story? It's not just a narrative, it's the language of my heart. My story is a reflection of my deepest emotions, meant to resonate with yours. Behind every story, there's a heart beating with emotions you were meant to hear. My story wasn't just a chapter, it was a whisper from my heart to yours. Sometimes, the real message isn't in the story itself, but in the way it makes you feel. The silence in my story carries as much meaning as the words that filled it. In sharing my story, I've shown you parts of me that I didn't know how to say aloud. Did you catch my story? If not, listen closely. The truth is waiting for you. Every moment in my story was a step towards understanding. Did you take that step with me? My words were a quiet plea, my story a soft invitation to understand me better. Sometimes the most powerful stories are the ones you feel in your soul, not just hear with your ears. In the space between my words, I hope you felt the pulse of my heart. Did you hear my story or just listen to the words? The difference is in how it touches you. There's a quiet strength in every story. Did you catch it? My story was never meant to be just heard. It was meant to be felt deep inside. I spoke my story to you because I knew you would understand the emotions hidden within. Every thought I shared was an offering, a piece of me waiting for you to find it. I didn't just tell you my story, I offered you the key to understanding me. My story wasn't meant for the world to hear, but for you to understand. Did you catch it? The moment my story became yours too. In the quiet of my story, I hope you found the words that spoke to your heart. Each word was a step toward something deeper. Did you walk with me? The story was never really mine. It was a journey we were both meant to take. If you listen close, you'll hear more than a story. You'll hear my heart speaking to yours. Behind every word I spoke is a story that's meant to touch your soul. I didn't just share a story, I shared a part of my spirit that only you can understand. Did you catch my story? It wasn't just for you to hear, it was for you to feel. The deeper meaning of my story lives in the emotions it stirs within you. I spoke my truth, but I hope it was the truth you needed to hear too. Every line in my story was a bridge connecting my heart to yours. Did you feel it? The unspoken truth hidden within my story?